Okay, guys, so welcome to this video, the first video um, from the rebrand of the channel, Random Language Stuff. So let's see how long that rebrand lasts. I'm still going to do English videos, but I wanted to do something different. And so basically, lately I've been getting into Latin a little bit more. And since I've been getting better at Latin, I thought, okay, um, I'll give reading ancient Greek a try. And so I found this website, Bible Hub, which has an interlinear version of the Bible. And what's really cool about this interlinear version is because there are some interlinear versions that are basically just like a translation on the opposite page, right? But this is actually like a kind of like a literal translation, so you see what each word means, so you can kind of learn the syntax of the language a little bit. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys how easy it really is. Now, granted, we're starting with we're looking at John here, which is like the easiest, simplest gospel to start with from the New Testament. And so let's have a look. So uh, it says, en arche, en ho logos kai ho logos, en pros ton theon kai uh, theos, en ho logos. So that means in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. So you can see here, you can see a lot of familiar words. Okay, so you've got logos, right? So we get the word logic from logos. Okay, and also backing up a little bit, I forgot about arche, right? So arche here it means beginning, but it kind of means like first, right? If you think about it in English, we can say like at first, right? At first kind of means like in the beginning, right? And that's where we get like the words architecture, right? Archaeology, because you're looking at the things that existed first, or I guess beginning is a better way of putting it, right? If you think about it, right? But in the case of archaeology, you're studying something that happened first, right? You're studying what happened first in our history. Um, but in the case of architecture, you're kind of looking at like the first, let's say the most fundamental level of design, let's say, or like the design of what you're going to build, right? I guess that's where the connection lies, right? So arche means like first or beginning. Logos, and we have the word kai, which means um and pros, you can see this word, um in this case it means with, but um obviously that has some cognates. um Theon, like theology. And then you notice you have theon here, and then when we continue it says kai, uh kai, uh theos, en ho logos, right? So then we have theos in the second one and theon the first one. That's because there's a difference in declension, right? Sort of the form that's used, whether you've got a subject, whether God is like the subject of the sentence, or the object of the sentence, right? So theos, kind of like um, theology. Okay. So theos, I guess theos. I think really, I'm trying to speak Greek, Greek here, but obviously I don't. Theos en ho logos, right? So God was the Word. Okay, so let's kind of continue a little bit. You guys got the idea here, but so it says hotos hotos en arche pros ton theon. He was in the beginning with God. Uh, panta di auto uh, egeneto. And actually, that's interesting, right? Because panta, pantheistic or pan American, right? Throughout, right? So it says the translation here is all things, right? Uh, panta di auto eyeneto, right? Eyeneto came into being, and that's similar to genetics, gene, generation, generate, all of these things that means to create, that mean to create something, to generate something, to yield something. Um, so that's another word that's you can easily kind of easily grasp. Um, let's see what else we have. So starting from the beginning, we have Panta di auto egeneto. Kai, remember kai means and. Kai choris auto egeneto ode hen ho. Uh, Yeo- uh, um, uh, Yeonev, Yeonen, right? So again, that word, that kind of the word that means kind of like to come into being, like generate, right? Okay, guys, so you get the idea. Actually, let's do one more sentence because there's an interesting one here. So it says, "En auto zoe en kai he zoe en to phos ton uh, anthropon." So auto, right, kind of like self, right, in him, right, in his self, let's say. So in him, or in his self, life, zoe. So think of like zoology, right? That's kind of the Greek word for animal, is related to this form here, right? So in his life, so rather in his self, or in him, life was, and the life was the light, force, right? Like photo, okay. Think of photo, photograph, light, okay. Um, ton, anthropon, okay. So think of anthropology, right? Or anthropic, something like that. Okay, guys. So as you can see, um, it doesn't take it just takes a little bit of imagination. It doesn't really take a whole lot to kind of play around with it and learn a little bit. I think this is the best way to start learning a language, is just to dive into comprehensible input, and just start reading, just start listening. Um, so I hope you found this video useful. And if I made it, I'm sure my pronunciation was atrocious, but if you have any constructive feedback, I'd appreciate it. Okay, thanks a lot, guys.